Sorry, the technical hitch. Hello. Just gonna wait for a couple more people to come. How you doing, John? I can see Skeet, Lewis, Denton. How are you? Hey, Mark. Just waiting for a few more. Hey, JJ. Inviting a few more people. Hey Mark, hey, how you doing? How you doing? How you doing? How you doing? Hello everyone. Hello. Right, I'm really sorry for this late evening. It's 9 p.m. here in London, and I understand lots of people looking to go to their bed. I did get a good few emails asking me, when are you gonna do part 2? And I can't do it on the weekend, so I thought I'd do it tonight. I wasn't feeling too well on Sunday. Do apologise for my tardiness. I hope you forgive me, and I hope you enjoy today's topic. So, today's topic is communication. Communication in a relationship. This has often been the deal breaker of many relationships. Communication seems to be the major problem where couples break up, divorce, decide that things are not working, all sorts of problems, all due to communication. He doesn't understand me, she doesn't understand me, all sorts of things keep happening, right? And communication has been the reason for this. All right. So we're going to understand what it is that we actually do. Oh, I'm sorry, I'm getting a bit of messages in here. I've never seen this before. Okay. So communication. What is communication? All right. So we speak not only to tell other people what we think, but to tell ourselves what we think. Speech is a part of thought. Okay, so when you're speaking, you are not just speaking because you've got something to say. You're actually speaking to communicate your thoughts. All right, you are actually out there expressing what you think. All right, and that is major when you're communicating. So there are 4 sides. Okay, I repeat, there are 4 sides to communicating. Okay, and I won't give you the big ins and outs of who said this because it's just gonna not mean anything. All right, so there are four sides. We'll call them 4 facets. Yeah. Now, 1, fact. We communicate to inform. We communicate to inform about data, facts, and statement. Okay. Number 2, self-revealing. What I reveal about myself, information about the sender. Okay. Number 3, relationship. What I think about you, information about how we get along. Okay. And number 4, what I want you to do. This is the appeal. Okay. An attempt to influence the receiver. So you've got fact, self-revealing, relationship, and appeal. Okay. All right. These are the 4 facets of any communication. So you're communicating to give some information, to give some facts, to give something about yourself, and to talk about how you actually see the relationship, and to appeal. All right. You want to influence. Okay. This is why, advertising and all that makes a lot of money. So there is never the same emphasis put on each of the 4. Okay. All right. And please bear with me as my husband comes through the door. It's going to make a little bit of noise. Okay, I'm going to ask him to be quiet. Shh. So, the husband, for example, using these 4 facets, okay, the husband may say something on the lines of, the sugar jar is empty. Now, this may be less about the fact that there is no sugar left in the jar, but the prompt for his wife to go and fill up the jar. Now, here's where we get the problem. Now, to make it even more complex, okay, as a receiver, we tend to have one of the 4 ears, particularly well-trained ear. So one of the 4 ears are factual, the factual ear, relationship ear, self-revelation ear, or the appeal ear. Now, so if the wife, listen carefully, now if the wife is well trained in her relationship ear, she may decode the sentence to be, you are very unreliable since you have forgotten to refill the sugar jar. Yeah? So she replies angrily, well, you are not very reliable yourself. You still haven't fixed the light in the kitchen. Do you recognize this type of conversation? This happens often, yeah? One person says one thing in the relationship and the other person takes it on as meaning something else. Very, 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 very common, okay? So, interpretation and perception is everything, yeah? Absolutely everything. When you are attempting to communicate, what is the person trying to say? What are they not saying? Very important. What is the person not saying? Why are they saying this to me? Hey, Eric! Hello, 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 hello. Why are they saying this to me? And what do they actually mean with their words? Okay. Now we are taught, we speak to reveal things about ourselves. We speak to explain what we think about our relationship. We speak to give facts, and we speak to influence. Okay. This is mega important. Okay. All right, so in order to engage in healthy communication, we need to be aware of these 4 facets, yeah? So the next time you feel questioned, go back to the original statement. Think about what your listening ear is doing. Hey, Melissa! Hey, Reggie! I'm so glad you guys are here watching. So we're going to talk about blame. Now, in every relationship, there's always a portion of blame, okay? Blame happens often, okay? And blame is sometimes a killer. Right? Many people sometimes blame. They can't help but blame. So, blame it on the rain, blame it on the sunshine, blame it on the good times, blame it on the boogie, but never, ever, ever, ever blame it on your partner. Okay? This is where things get horribly, horribly, horribly wrong. Because it makes them justifiably defensive. When you blame somebody and you tell them, it's your fault. Hey, Don, you're here. When you tell them, it's your fault, it takes the responsibility away from you, okay? Pushing blame onto somebody else doesn't actually help in a relationship situation. It often can cause more problems, all right? So, instead of engaging in the blame game, well, you did that, and I did that, and you did that, and I did that, try constructive criticism. Now, not criticize, just simply criticizing, constructive criticism. So, you are being clear about what you were saying and why. And there's an aim to make things better. Yes, Eric, I can feel you on this one, okay? Because it's so easy to say, it's your fault. You did that, so I did this. You did this and I did that. It's your fault. It's your fault. This is going to be a problem in your relationship, okay? If you find that you are blaming, that's a big sign for you to stop blaming and start with some constructive criticism. Because you also open yourself up to constructive criticism, all right? We're not all perfect. We are perfectly imperfect. We are human. That is the most wonderful thing. We share the human experience, which allows us to be human and allows us to make mistakes. So you're not going to be perfect in your relationship, okay? The perfection is growing together and knowing that you're not going to be perfect in the relationship. So open yourself up to constructive criticism. It helps level the playing field, okay? Balance. Remember, balance is key, okay? Now, another thing, which is also a no-no. So we understand blaming, right? Now, remember how we communicate, those 4 facets of communication, all right? So, blaming, what you're trying to communicate to the person is that they're wrong and you're right. Doesn't work that way, okay? Avoidance, next big topic. Avoidance. Avoidance is a big issue. Hello there. I can see some more people joining. Thank you very much for watching. Avoiding your partner because you are mad or upset is a power play. Okay, it's a dirty power play. All right, when you do this, it causes them to wonder what is going on. It leaves them frustrated in the dark. It's like blue balls for their soul. Sorry, I didn't believe I wrote that, but that's the problem. Okay, when you are avoiding, you are saying to that person, I'm not talking to you right now until it's my turn to talk. Okay, I'm in control. I've got the power. That's not leveling the playing field. That's not supporting. That's not loving. Okay. So instead of shutting your partner out, it's a bit of stone warning there. Stone warnings when you put up the wall and say, don't talk to me. That doesn't help. Okay. So instead of shutting your partner out, explain to them the reason for your avoidance. So you might feel like avoiding. Okay. The best thing you can do when you feel like avoiding is actually tell your partner you feel like you're avoiding. Okay. Melissa, yes. It can be a struggle because sometimes we can get stuck in our frustration and we could get stuck in the fact that we are avoiding and become so stuck we can't get out. This is when you can just say, I'm stuck. I'm avoiding. I'm upset. Very simple, very clear. Your partner can hear you, okay? It's better than don't talk to me going off in the corner getting all angry, okay? That's what will support you to actually help yourself to communicate better. Just saying how you feel. Okay, so the next one, whining. I hate this one. Okay, whining. I can't deal with whining. I don't know if any of you, most of you probably have children. I've worked in a school for like 10 years. Felt like a 10-year sentence. You'd always get a child that would go, Miss, Yoshi was picking on me. He's touching me. He's making me do. Oh God, whining. Whining is painful, and there's nothing worse than listening to your partner whine. There is absolutely nothing worse than listening to your partner whine. Whining is very unattractive. So it distinguishes itself from blaming, right? It's similar to blaming, but not quite blaming, okay? Whining is basically taking on the victim role. So you basically said, woe is me, I'm the victim, look at me, I'm so sad, look what they've done to me. So it totally disempowers your partner, okay, and automatically puts them on the defensive, because if you're the victim, guess what they are? They are the bad guy. And if they're the bad guy, they are the bully. You are placing them in that position. Hello, Brian, nice to see you. Hey, Gemma, nice to see you. And Peter, good that you're watching. Thank you for watching. So rather than whining about your partner's wrongdoings, not washing the dishes, not taking a dog for a walk, not doing all of these things, yeah, venting, much more proactive. So when you vent, you can go, I'm really annoyed with you because you did this, that, and this, that, and this, that. Now, don't take venting to that extreme of nagging. You're just getting it off your chest rather than whining, okay? Remember those 4 facets of communication. You're giving fact. You're being appealing. You're trying to tell them something. You want to influence them in some way. And most importantly, you're telling them something about yourself. It's self-revealing and your relationship. So when you whine, think about what you're saying, okay? All right, labeling. Okay, now labeling your partner in some way, or anyone, but labeling your partner in some way sets yourself up to always see them in that light. Labeling is not cool. We don't like profiling, okay? So don't profile your partner. If you label them as lazy, for instance, everything they do will make you see them that way. All right. If they go home from work early, you'll assume it's because of their work ethic and not it's because of the million other possible reasons why. Don't label them. Okay. When you label your partner, you are giving them a low expectation to live up to. Okay. And that is not going to support you. Yep. How can you stop venting? How can you stop venting becoming into an argument? Well, when you vent, Gemma, you can actually let out your feeling. Okay, I'm not happy with this, and I'm not happy with that, and I'm not happy with that. An argument, technically, is actually a discussion with 2 people, not an array of very discourteous words. So you can actually use that as an opportunity to communicate. and understand what you're trying to communicate. So you can actually say, well, this is what I feel about the relationship. This is me. This is what I'm feeling right now. I'm really quite angry with the fact that every single time you do it. And then also be aware of when you say things like every single time, because it might not be every single time. Yeah. You might be saying that. You might have got used to something. It might be often, but it might not be every single time. Okay, so when you're having that argument, you're having that moment of venting, express yourself clearly and talk about how you feel. We're going to talk about that in a minute. So sarcasm. Sarcasm is another thing that to avoid in a relationship. So if somebody told us that sarcasm was great, it'd be really hard not to reply, no, duh. After all, sarcasm can be very funny and in the right setting, very attractive, but it can also harm a relationship. Okay? When sarcasm is directed at your partner, it comes across as passive aggressive, and that only breeds contempt. It's a way to avoid confrontation through humor that is viewed as not being all that hilarious. Okay? So sarcasm can really cause a lot of problems in a relationship. When you are sarcastic with your partner, you can therefore be saying little things inadvertently and not really supporting the relationship moving forward. Okay, so here's some things which, I'm very sorry, but mine is making a lot of noise. Shh! Freezing them out! All right, so we've all been there, freezing them out. Very similar to stonewalling, okay? Stonewalling, freezing them out. We've all been there. So your partner comes into the room and sees you in a bad mood and asks, what's wrong? And you don't say anything. Or you might go, nothing. Now, when you say nothing, you actually mean, there's a lot on my mind, I'm really, really annoyed, but I'm not gonna tell you. You've gotta guess. Totally not gonna happen. What's gonna happen is gonna create more problems. Why is it gonna create more problems? Because how is your partner gonna be able to guess? How can that be even possible? Guessing, it's not gonna work. So, for some reason, many of us have a tendency to assume our partner should be able to know exactly what we are thinking without us telling them. We did not date mind readers, okay? All right? It's as if we're testing them because we want to believe, and I can honestly say that this probably, I hear this in the therapy room more with women than men. Now, as I say that, I don't want any women to think, hey, I'm singling you out, but it is common, right? It happens often where a woman decides, I'm upset, you should know. You should know. Men do it as well. That's just not cool. All right, and then you freeze them out and you force them into a position of saying, what is it? Well, not gonna happen. Testing your partner like this is no way to have a relationship. In reality, all this does is leave everybody feeling put out. Okay, so the person being given the silent treatment feels like they're being put into an unreasonable position and become very, very defensive. Okay, so it won't help. Failing to take responsibility. And that's the next one. When you're annoyed with your partner, it can be tempting to act as if everything is their fault. The blame game. Okay? We don't like to acknowledge that every disagreement has two sides, because they do. We don't like to acknowledge that we can sometimes be in the wrong. And it does happen. But you're much more likely to be able to resolve problems if you take responsibility for your part. So taking responsibility is a massive step to clear communication. Okay, now what happens in communication with men and women? There's a massive issue with men not speaking the language of women. Okay, and women not understanding the language of men and therefore not speaking that language, because we all have words that work for us and words that don't work for us. Okay, so when a woman starts a conversation with I feel, men tend to switch off. Okay, so men switch off and become defensive because a man may interpret this as a manipulative. The woman trying to force feelings onto the man and generate feelings of guilt on his part. Or Men don't believe feelings have anything to do with it, and so therefore the woman should deal with the facts such as they do and not put meaning into it. Okay, because there's a lot of men who say, why are you talking about how you feel, when actually it's just deal with facts. And also men can often believe that women are just being too emotional. All right, massive problem. Because of this, it is common that women believe that men cannot therefore get in contact with their feelings. This is due to both parties being on two opposite ends of the spectrum and being too high in escalation of energy against each other, which then breeds conflict. So, effective communication starts with, how do you feel and what does that mean to me? So, how to communicate better. Firstly, no one can love you as much as you do. If you are loving yourself and treating yourself well, then you are demonstrating to your partner just how you want to be treated. Your partner is not responsible for how you feel. You are. Your partner has the right to change their minds, as you do. Love placed in the confines of conditions soon becomes a battle of control, a war of power, a cauldron of deceit, manipulation, and infidelity. Love does not demand. My phone is ringing. Love does not demand, nor does it inflict pain, or create suffocation, or criticize to cause harm. Love simply loves. Love does listen and communicates. Love strives for better and does not settle for whatever. Okay, so when you want to communicate and you've got something really important to communicate with your partner, one, get comfortable. It's really important to get comfortable about difficult topics. Okay, all right, and plan to discuss something in a neutral place. Okay, not the bed. Okay, it's really good to be comfortable, maybe the living room, on the sofa, what have you. Give your partner your full attention. There is nothing worse than having your mobile phone and you're going like this. Yeah, and you're looking at your phone. Don't do that. All right, not healthy for your relationship. All right, lean in towards your partner. Give your body language as though you are listening. Use your eyes, use your face, use your hands, use your shoulders. Demonstrate that you are listening. That's active listening. Look at your partner and make eye contact. Don't be looking all over the place. You're talking. You want to speak. You're speaking to the person you love. Give them your full undivided attention. Okay. Open up with I statements. So you say things like, "I feel that," or "I need some more of," or "I would like," or "I." Talk about you. Yeah. But don't tell your partner, "You did that, and you need to listen to me more, and you should do this, and you never do that." That's not gonna help anything. Okay. Invite your partner to also share their thoughts and their perceptions. Really important. Okay. Don't interrupt. Let your partner speak. Let them finish. Okay. Stay focused. Be attentive. Be connected. Even if you particularly don't like it, even if it's difficult. But listen, you might not agree, but just hang in there, okay? Reflect back to your partner what you think your partner is saying. This is really important also for understanding what language you speak. Your partner may be saying something and you might be interpreting it in a certain way. So just for clarification, reflect back. Say, okay, by you saying this, I think you mean this. And they might say, no, I don't mean that. I might mean this. Okay, this is a really good way of opening up the airways of communication, because communication is key. Okay, and use collaborative language, because in your relationship there are three people. Okay, there is you, me, and the relationship. Okay, you are separate to your relationship, but you are in your relationship. Not all the time are you involved in your relationship on a regular basis throughout the day, because you have work, you have other things to do. All right, so remember that. Okay, there's us, me, and you. All right, now if there's a problem that you're trying to solve, communicate your ideas for solutions with tentativeness. Okay, maybe something like, well, perhaps we could try okay? Or maybe if we did this, or what if we did this? Demonstrate that you are willing and open. And above all, keep the communication flowing. Be willing to listen. Make sure, make sure that you're hearing your partner's message and you are aware of what's going on, okay? So, I was talking a lot there. I'm going to let you guys go. Sorry for keeping you up so late. I didn't mean for it to go on. That was Relationships Unwrapped Part 2. Communication. There's a lot more to this. And we will talk about the intimate relationships at a later date. But in the meantime, thank you for watching and tuning in on this late Tuesday evening. Much appreciated. I'm gonna go and I will see you guys on the flip side. Thank you for watching. Thank you for hanging in there.